What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of For the Love of Wrestling. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams. Happy Thursday. Thankful for everybody that is coming into the chat room right now, that is tuning into the stream. Greatly appreciate you guys. We got a lot of stuff to get into today about this week's episode of Dynamite. Let's just kick things off with Will Ospreay versus Katsuyori Shibata, our opening contest of the evening. Fantastic opening contest to kick off this week's Dynamite. Neither man had the upper hand really the entire match. It was back and forth action, cat and mouse, catch as catch can wrestling here. Ospreay was able to pick up the victory. Not really surprising in the victory there. They're still really building Ospreay up now that he's an official AEW talent. I would have preferred if this was a little bit later in the card as opposed to being the curtain jerker, but it got the crowd hot for the show. And that's what a good opening match is supposed to do, is it's supposed to set the pace for the show, get the crowd hot. See Big G in the house. What's up, G? We then had an American Dragon promo video. And again, I've been saying this quite a bit. AEW definitely stepping their game up when it comes to these promo videos, telling us who talents are, giving us their motivations for these matches, building up, adding to the stories. However, I'm going to throw a little complaint now because they're doing this too much when it comes to talent we know. They need to refocus their energy, refocus their resources, and do this for the talents that we don't know a whole lot. There's plenty of AEW roster talent sitting in catering that barely gets TV time that can benefit by these promo videos, because these promo videos will then help generate buzz about them. I know who Bryan Danielson is. Even if I didn't watch WWE, I know who Bryan Danielson is. I don't need a video package about him. We then had Renee Paquette backstage with the Massey brothers, and it was verbal diarrhea of the mouth per the usual when it comes to the Massey brothers. And look, I get that they're supposed to be cocky, arrogant heels, but this playing into the hatred that the fans already have for them is both a blessing and a curse. They were going to get booed anyways. People already don't like them because they, along with Jack Perry, are the reason why CM Punk is no longer in AEW. But at the same time, they're mocking the fans with the way that they're presenting these heel gimmicks, and that's going to make you lose fans. You've already got guys like James Hebert, member of the Multiverse Media team, turns his back when they're in the ring during our live streams and our watch-alongs. I'm on the verge of doing the same thing. And maybe we're just two guys. Maybe you guys think we're being over dramatic about shit. But they are insulting the fans. And that's going to eventually bite Tony Khan in the ass. Speaking of the Massey brothers, The Massey Brothers versus Private Party to see who's going to advance to the semifinals of the AEW Tag Team Tournament. That, of course, Steen and Darby Allin relinquished their titles when Steen retired. And out of all the teams in the tournament, the Young Bucks have to go against Private Party. I'm not trying to disrespect Private Party, but they had no chance against the Bucks. Just none. None. And it almost seems like the Bucks, being that they're EVPs, being that they're in the Booker's ear, just were able to carve out a smooth sailing path to the finals so that they don't got to do a whole lot of work. That being said, this match went way longer than it needed to be. I will give them that much credit for at least booking the match to where it was presented like Private Party actually had a chance. But if you really thought Private Party was going to win this match, then you haven't watched wrestling more than a day in your life, because there was no way they were going to win. And then the dumb fucks decide that they're going to go for their finisher, the BTE trigger. And one of them, I believe Nick, slips while delivering the BTE trigger and completely botches the move. I'd give a standing ovation, but I don't think you want my groin area in the middle of the camera based off of where I'm sitting and everything. You stupid, insignificant piece of fucking shit. You're an EVP. You tout yourself as being one of the greatest that there is on the roster, and you fuck up a move that you've done how many times? Just retire with your old ass already, because you're not young anymore. Doing shit like that is almost as bad as Rey Mysterio botching moves on SmackDown last week. The difference is he's almost 50 years old. You guys are like 30 something. Maybe in your early 40s. Maybe. Y'all shouldn't be botching moves like that. And especially if you are the EVPs, you have to maintain a certain level of excellence to set an example for your locker room. Just fucking stupid. We then get another promo video for Konosuke Takeshita. This one a little bit more warranted, because while Takeshita has been on the roster for a while, there's still a lot of people in the States that aren't familiar with the Japanese talent. So this video was a little bit more warranted than the Bryan Danielson one. But again, give me a video for people that haven't been there as long. Build up the people that are sitting and catering. We then had Mercedes Moné arrive at the arena. And then we had this little promo with Darby Allin and Tony Hawk. And apparently, we all knew Darby was supposed to be climbing Mount Everest. What I didn't know was that it was a fundraiser for Tony Hawk's charity that he does to try to help um, build and take care of skate parks in the United States. So I had no idea this was supposed to be a fundraising effort that Darby was doing. I just thought it was Darby doing this because Darby is fucking crazy and he wanted to try to climb Mount Everest. So this little video package was kind of cool because now we know that when Darby tries to circle back around to this, he's doing it for a better cause. We then have Renee Paquette with Hook and Jericho, and it seems like they are going to be forming a tag team unit for a while. Jericho kind of being a mentor to Hook. We all know what's going to happen here. Hook knows what's going to happen here. He's called Jericho out on it. Lion Hook apparently is going to be a thing going forward, though. So, it should be very interesting going forward. Gonna stop the flow really quick here. Got a super chat from Walter. Thank you very much, Walter. $10 super chat. Sorry off topic, but that Osprey match is exactly what's wrong with AEW. That fucking stupid elbow spot was dumb as shit. It's exactly why people ask me, how do you like wrestling, and I can't defend it. You talking about his finisher, the hidden blade there? I mean, it's not as good as some of his other finishers. I concede that with you, but it's also a lot safer, I think, than some of his other moves. And if he wants to try to have longevity now that he's working a style in the States, I think it's a good way to go. We have to remember back in the day, Dusty Rhodes had the bionic elbow, The Rock had the people's elbow. These moves in comparison to some of the stuff that we see today, corny as shit. Hogan had a leg drop. That was his finisher. So there've been these moves in the past where eh, they just don't really seem like a whole hell of a lot, but they were effective for the time. And I think Osprey is trying to condition himself now to not try to wrestle such a careless style so that he can have longevity in his career. And I think that's why he's breaking out this move, the Hidden Blade. I didn't see anything wrong with it personally, but I can understand why you wouldn't like it, bro. Thank you very much for the super chat. Walter goes on to say, got a lot more to say, but I'm driving. But TK needs to hire someone to help him with booking because I was talking about the back and forth. Oh, okay. Talking about the back and forth elbows and not selling. Okay, my bad. If I'm being honest, when some of these matches are on, I'm multitasking, so I'm not watching the screen the entire time, but I am listening to the commentary, and the commentary helps me know what's happening, even though I'm not giving the television my undivided attention, so I probably missed that. My bad there. Or forearms, I guess. Again, fair point, fair evaluation there, Walter. Thank you again for the super chat. Make sure you guys tune in on Saturday, open mic night karaoke. Walter will be there on the wheel to do wrestling karaoke with the rest of us. We'll get to that more in the shows. So after the Lion Hook segment with Renee Paquette, we then went on and we had a fatal four-way women's match where we had Willow Nightingale, Anna Jay, we had Chris Statlander, and Sky Blue And all four women were competing to see who was going to be the number one contender to Julia Hart's title, the TBS Championship. I will say I found it a little bit odd that Sky Blue was in here, but I think she was in here more to try to protect Julia as opposed to going after the title. She was trying to help save the match for Julia by trying to win and defeat these other three women. Mercedes Moné was on commentary, and this was just a terrific women's match. Multi-person matches always have the ability to get very chaotic, very clusterfucky. But the match delivered, unlike the EVPs in the previous match. Willow got the victory, pinning Anna Jay to become the number one contender to Julia Hart in the TBS title. Very, very good action here. Julia Hart came out afterwards. They started trying to do the beatdown on Willow. Chris Statlander came for the save. Mercedes looked like she was maybe going to get involved, but maybe not because we still have unfinished business with Willow. Lots of good stuff here. I'm calling it right now. March 28th, Thursday, 9:18 a.m. on the West Coast. Willow Nightingale is going to defeat Julia Hart at Dynasty. Mercedes is going to defeat Willow at Double or Nothing. And then maybe, this is the part I'm kind of still question mark on, but maybe All In will be Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm, title versus title. Because we all know, based off of experience with Mercedes, she is not going to allow herself to be the mid-card champion for too terribly long. She is not going to be second fiddle to anybody. She is going to want the world title. And what better way to make history than to unify the titles? Because if we're being real, I don't think AEW needs a mid-card women's title. Either that or Mercedes is going to use it as an option C and turn the TBS title in for a shot at the world title, which is what I thought they should have done with Jade Cargill while she was still in the company, going on freaking 50-0, 55-0, 60-0. Like, look, I done defeated everybody in the fucking division. Give me a shot at the world title. We then go backstage and we have Dustin Rhodes cutting a promo with Renee Paquette, and the Butcher comes in and challenges Rhodes to a match on Rampage. Now, the Butcher is somebody we need a video package for. I know he's half of a tag team, the Butcher and the Blade. The Blade, from what I understand, I believe he's still out with an injury. So Butcher's been doing stuff solo. We need a video package on the Butcher. In the almost 2 years I have been watching AEW, I think I can count on both hands the amount of times I've seen the Butcher. And I'm still going to have extra fingers. The Butcher is somebody that desperately needs a video package. Let's see if they give him one on Rampage. We then have Timeless Toni Storm with Ben Mankiewicz from Turner Classic Movies. She's touring the Turner movie sets and everything. And this was just kind of really a throwaway promo, except for the fact that she tried to get Ben to do her catchphrase, chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe. And she's like, repeat after me, chin up. And he says, chin up. She's like, tits out. I'm not going to say that. And watch out for the shoe. I don't even know what that means. And then she leaves and the shoe comes flying and was like, okay, now I know what that means. It was funny, but it could have been on Rampage instead, if I'm being honest. We then had a Swerve Strickland promo. Again, we know who Swerve is. Don't really need this video package, but thank you for playing Tony Khan. You know, TK is going to get to the point where he's like, well, what do you guys want from me? You guys want me to do this and I do this, and now you're saying I'm not doing the right thing. We don't need video promo videos hyping up people that we know. We need that stuff hyping up people that we don't know. People that you're bringing in, you're introducing. That's who we need them for. We need them for people like Bounty Hunter Brian Keith. We need them for people like the CMLL talents. These are the people we need them for. We don't need them for the people that are day oneers. We don't need them for the people that are huge superstars. And I take that back. We do need some of them for the day oneers because there's a lot of those guys that are in catering that don't get the TV time that you can do these videos for over a couple of weeks and then give them a major match on Dynamite or Collision. And now we know who they are. Now we're invested in them. Now we want to put our time and our focus into them. But I'm only a fan. What do I know? We then have our next tag team match to see who's going to advance to the semifinals. Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta representing the Best Friends versus the Undisputed Kingdom. Good match here, but it was an overbooked finish. Roderick Strong tried to interfere on behalf of the Undisputed Kingdom, failed miserably. Best Friends got the victory. Post-match, the Massey brothers appear at the top of the entrance ramp and steal the spotlight from the Best Friends in typical Massey brothers fashion. Because heaven forbid somebody else get a shine in the tag division. Honestly, this match was a little bit predictable because with the Masseys being heels, you knew it wasn't going to be Undisputed Kingdom versus the Masseys. You knew it wasn't going to be heel versus heel. Even if it had been, there would have been some collusion probably, because let us not forget about the Undisputed Elite when Adam Cole first came to AEW. Cole probably would have tried to tap into that next week. But you knew it was going to be the babyface Best Friends here. We then had Renee backstage with Kyle O'Reilly, cutting a promo about how good it felt to be back in the ring after thinking his career was over. Main event was Swerve Strickland versus Konosuke Takeshita. This was an absolute instant classic banger of a match. Holy hell, this was so good. This match definitely deserved the main event spot. I had people in the house saying that it was one of the best matches that they have ever seen. That being said, when it comes to my rating of Dynamite, I was a little harsh last night. When Datilla was doing her review show, Rangers of Wrestling, It's Wrestling Time, check it out. I put in the comments 4 out of 10. That was a little bit harsh, I think. I am going to up it. I am going to up my rating to a 6 out of 10. Majority of the matches were good, if not predictable. However, the Massey brothers dramatically brought down the rating, both with their botching of their finisher and still getting the win, and stealing the spotlight from the best friends. The promo packages, while solid, are for people we don't need promo packages for. So that brings it down a little bit. Again, let me see a video package on Rampage for the Butcher, telling me who this guy is, making me want to invest my time and my feelings into him. Then maybe I'll turn my feelings around on these packages. Otherwise, TK, you're putting your money in the wrong stuff. Going to take a quick commercial break as this Saturday kicks off the road to WrestleMania on the entire Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media. So much content coming. We're going to take a 3-minute break here, run the trailer, show you everything that's going to be coming up next week, kicking off with Open Mic Night Karaoke, Wrestling Karaoke. Stay tuned.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
And we are back. Once again, it all kicks off this Saturday night, March 30th, 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern, with the second annual Open Mic Night Wrestling Karaoke Night. So much good stuff in store. We have got a crazy loaded wheel for you guys. We've got everybody in the multiverse pretty much lined up. Like, I'm not even joking. We've got so much in store. The song wheel has got themes on it like WWE, TNA, WCW, independent wrestlers, WWE Hall of Famers, AEW, ECW, WWF. Yes, they are separated like that on purpose. NXT superstars, deceased superstars, as well as WrestleMania theme songs. All that on the wheel. Of course, standard charges apply. $5 super chat. We spin the name wheel. The name wheel will determine who sings. We will then spin the theme wheel, and they will get to pick a song based off of what specific theme it lands on. A $15 super chat. You pick who you want to sing, and then we spin the theme wheel, and the person that you selected gets to pick a song based off of the theme that comes up on the wheel. And a $25 super chat is you call it. You pick who you want to sing and what song you want them to sing. So obviously, the more you super chat, the more control you have over what song we get to make fools out of ourselves singing. Again, all of that in store this Saturday night, 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 Eastern. And then come Monday, I will be back, same bat time, same bat channel, with my Impact and SmackDown reviews for the week, as well as so much more content as you saw there in the trailer. That's going to just about wrap things up for this afternoon, this morning. Thank you once again to Walter for that $10 super chat. Greatly appreciate it. And as far as For the Love of Wrestling goes, I will see you guys Monday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Have a fantastic weekend.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Thank you, JJ. Appreciate you.